Hello, everybody. It is Tay. Um, it's been a while. I know. The last thing that I posted was like my little speech about my situation. So if you want to go get some context about why I am speaking about what I'm about to speak about today, then you can go watch that. But basically, I want to speak about recovering, being a DV survivor, and trying to get on your feet in the society that we live in, because it is really difficult. And I've had many great moments and also many moments where I fall straight back to where I was, especially when it comes to financial abuse. Um, and I don't feel like financially I have made the type of progress that I would like to be making. It's also probably because my mindset is, when it comes to money, is people matter more than money. So like for me, I could be a life coach and I could help single moms going through DCFS processes, just anything really. I can really help a single mom with anything because I am a single mom. I take care of 100% of my bills. I do not get any type of child support. I do not want child support because of the amount of domestic violence that was in that relationship. I just don't care. If he doesn't want to be here, that's his prerogative, right? I don't I don't want to go to court to ask for child support, and I really would rather him stay where he's at and not be involved unless he does change. And in that case, one, it's going to take a lot more than you just telling me that you change. You're going to have to show me. And what showing me is going to counsel, therapy is, stop doing the things that you do because your actions, right? You got to prove those types of things to me to be able to see my child. And if I have to go to court to fight for custody, I sure will. But right now, I have sole custody and guardianship. He did not sign the birth certificate, and he denies his kid every day. So I don't know. The only reason I could see him doing that is to continue to make my life more miserable. But it's okay because guess what? I know that that's a possibility. I know how people like this act towards certain types of people. And so I've mentally, that can happen. Um, but I've taken a lot of steps in my life to kind of not let it, like, none of that mentally affects me anymore. And that took me a really long time to get to. It took me a really, really long time because for me, the reason that I stayed so long is so that my child had both parents. And I had to unprogram that thought from me because I was a child that did not have both parents. And I really wanted my dad there. Now, my dad's a whole different beast, and he would have been there if circumstances weren't the way that they were. Me and my dad talk to this day now, and we are working on our relationships together. But he still wasn't there for 25 years, so 24, almost 25 years. I was either 25 or 26 when I met him. It was back in 2020, so I'm gonna be 29 this year, so 3 years ago, 26. 25. I was 25 because it was the summer, so I was 25, going on 26. So yeah, anyways, I could get into my whole life story, but what I want to talk about right now is financial abuse and kind of the effects that it has had on my life. Now, when I was in my abusive relationship with my son's, I don't really know what to call him because he abandoned him, sperm donor. We're just going to go with that. My son's sperm donor. When I was in a relationship with him, it was domestically violent in every way. And I can admit that now. Back then, I just was like, oh, he's just throwing a tantrum. You know what? Like, a grown man shouldn't be throwing tantrums to that extent, hurting people. You know, like, that's what it reminds me of is a child, like a toddler. Um, I was abused in every way, shape, or form. I I went through physical abuse, emotional abuse, mental abuse, sexual abuse, and financial abuse. And you could even say legal abuse in a way as well. Um, and so when I say that I've had to climb out of a very dark place, that means I had to climb out of a very dark place. If you listen to my last video, I speak about DCFS getting involved, which my mom is kind of telling me more about that story. And although I still think there's accountability that needs to be taken from my mom, I am starting to get the full picture of what exactly happened to make all of those things happen. Now, um, financial abuse is very difficult. So I I'm just gonna tell you the truth, right? Because this is how we can help each other. So the truth is that when I was with my son's sperm donor, he would ask me for money and I would throw it to him real quick. Even if that meant that I didn't have money to pay my own bills and my own rent, I would throw him the money. Oh, I'll pay you back, he said, blah, blah, blah. I never got paid back. I'm pretty sure some of that money he used on the woman that he was cheating on me with. And yeah, he looked like he had a lot of money. What he did have was a woman that worked in IT that was pretty established in her career. And when I met him, I was making anywhere from 18 to $25 throughout the whole relationship up until COVID-19 hit. And so yeah, I was going up. I was doing better in my career. And COVID-19 did shatter that career very quickly. I I don't really have an interest in IT, and it might be due to the trauma that I endured from my son's sperm donor. It may also be the fact that discrimination runs at an all-time high in IT, and because I was the black girl at one of my jobs, I was treated like I was stupid, and so because I was not just black, I was a woman, so that's kind of what happens. So in some cases in IT, this is what it is. I don't really want to deal with it. So, but it could be due to the trauma that I went through during this time. Um, so yeah, I would give him money. I would give him money. He would once in a long while pay me back. But how much money I gave him, he never paid me back that money. I also opened a card in his name, a credit card in his name. So it was my credit card and I added his name to it. And he maxed that out within a month. And there was $5,000 on that card. $5,000. I used 1,000 of it. I don't even think and that's like me paying it back. So I think the most that I had in it at the time was like $300 because I was paying it back every time I would spend. I would pay it back. He used $5,000. Also, when the pandemic was going on and they were getting those loans, he took my social and all of that and did that business loan thing. So I get really afraid that the government's gonna come knock on my door someday because of that. But he got $10,000 in my name. Um, I think he gave me $1,000 or $2,000 out of it, and then the rest. So he took 5,000 originally, and then the rest of that that he didn't take, I paid um like a few $1,000s for his motorcycle. Um, so you did that in my name, made forced me to do that. I kept saying I don't think it's a good idea. I don't really feel comfortable doing that. Um, Forced me to do it, and like I get sick every day because I'm just like, hopefully, it's been a few years, so hopefully nothing comes of it, and I hope they don't use this against me. Um, that would suck. Um, but this is just kind of me being honest and telling my story. So yeah, so a lot of financial abuse. He knew my driver's license, he knew my social, he knew everything about me. He still has pictures of those, I'm sure, in his phone to this day. And he told me if I were to leave him, that he would commit fraud in my name. I hope he did, because I hope I find it. And once I do, I will be reporting you because I know who it is. And so that's the thing. People don't know all this. But yeah, he took my stuff and he took pictures of it. And almost every document, like important, critical document, I'm pretty sure he has. He might not have my birth certificate, but he definitely has um he definitely has my social, my driver's license, um, a few of my cards, which I already closed those and got new ones, and a few other things. Um, and yeah, so, you know, that happened. It's funny because I used to know his social, right? And I don't remember it, like it won't fucking I don't care. Like I don't care to remember it. I barely remember like his birthday or what he looks like. So there's that. Um but yeah. So anyways, um I've never gotten back up to $25 an hour. Never. But I worked my way from $11 an hour to $16 an hour, 16.50 an hour to 16.50 hour again, and then to $18 an hour at the job that I just got laid off at, which was Amazon Air. And then I got laid off, and here I am again. So it's been very rough since COVID-19, especially because before COVID-19 and during it and a little after, I was being abused, especially when it comes to my finances. Um, yeah. And it's very frustrating as a survivor to not be able to get back to at least where I was before, if not just not keep getting knocked down. Um, I struggle quite a bit every day when it comes to finances. But somehow, even though I struggle quite a bit, I always have the money that I need to be able to do things because one, I have found some supportive people who have helped me. Um, They'll throw me 20, 40, 50, 60, $70 here and there, which is very helpful. Um, but yeah, I'm like taking all the right steps right now. After getting laid off, I got Link. Like I said, I'm trying to get cash assistance, and I have Medicaid. I've had Medicaid, but um, it's just sad that I feel really stuck where I'm at, and I don't know. Like, I track my finances. I know where all my money goes now. Finally, like, it took me a long time to understand budgeting, understand how finances work, and understand, like, even if you want to eat out every day, like, it's really best to stay inside and eat what you have. You know what I mean? And it's easy to spend your money on all these things that, the world is waving in front of you. But it's not a want, it's not a need, it's a want. Like, you just want stuff. When I say, like, I don't really buy myself stuff, the first time I bought myself stuff since all of this has happened, basically since I got into my abusive relationship, was for Christmas, because I thought no one was going to buy me Christmas gifts. And so I bought myself. I was wrong. My parents um, bought me two presents. Well, one present each, but my mom had three. So an outfit, and then a shirt, and then my dad had flannel in it. And I was very thankful for that, because I didn't really think anybody was going to buy me anything for Christmas. I also, of course, bought my son some Christmas presents and stuff like that. But I bought like stuff for moving and stuff, um, which is why I have $0 in my bank account now. Um, Literally a month ago, back in December, I guess, I was able to swipe whenever I wanted, because I had the money. Basically, my roommate told me that he was moving or leaving on February 1st. And then I talked to him about it, like, that's real fucked up. And he said, "Oh, I'm staying." But he kept doing that. So I honestly was just like, bro, I'm gonna just leave. Because it kind of reminded me of that, pulling things out from under you, which is what they do to you in abusive relationships. So I just chose, whatever, I'm going to put all my savings into moving. And I was able to find a place to live, all of that within this time. And now I lost my job. So we're going to figure it out, because we always do. But yeah, like I said, I have interviews lined up. I have things going on. I'm only going up from here. But it's just really frustrating as a domestic violence survivor to always feel like my efforts are not good enough and there's no way for me to get back on my feet. And, like, yeah, I can help people, I can life coach people, but I really don't want to take those people's money. I know what it's like to be a single mom. I know what it's like to be in domestic violence. I know what it's like. And you don't always have the funds to do that. So no matter what, I'm going to give you the best advice that I can give you. And whether or not you take that advice or you don't is up to you. And I know I should think differently because society tells me I should, but I really can't. Like, I'm way too compassionate and I'm way too empathetic for that. And it's kind of like my greatest gift, but also in this society, it is my greatest downfall. And because of that, like, I'm content with where I'm at. As long as I can pay my bills, as long as I can feed my son, like, I'm going to be okay. But it just sucks because people like me, there's a lot of people like me, and we don't always. It's not always fair, and it's not always great. But I know I get through it. So yeah, I'm gonna go to the grocery store now. Gotta get some stuff together, and then I'll come home and edit this. But either way, thank you for listening if you're listening. And I'm gonna continue to kind of make videos like this as well as like vlogs and other things. My son's coming. All right, yeah. So I got stuff to do. I have errands to run now that I have linked. I just got linked today. So I'm gonna go run my errands. I'm gonna edit this later. And I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I hope that there's some people who find this video who can relate, and hopefully we can figure it out. Maybe, like this is my calling, but maybe I'm gonna do it in a nonprofit. We'll figure it out. Because I do want to help people who have been in similar positions as me, especially because I didn't have very much help. I do give credit to the people that have helped me. Thank you. Um, but I just wish that it was easier in this world. So I will talk to you later. Have a great day. And as always, stay blessed, stay happy, and continue to take on the world.